Hi everyone, Don Singletary, and welcome to the channel. I'm going to get right into a featured trade for this week, right now. Let me show you how this works. At the opening each morning, I rarely trade the opening. You've heard me say that many times. But there is something that I like to try once in a while. I can't say it's the lowest risk trade I could ever pick, but trading at the opening does have some appeal if you like a little fun. And that was the case, or the mood, or whatever struck me the morning I did this. Now you can see here, here's my watch list of the 4 Micro E-minis. Monday, January 10th, 3 minutes after the market opened. Here's the setup. You can see all 4 of the Micro E-minis, starting with the Dow at the top, the S&P, the NASDAQ, and the Russell 2000. They're all considerably down, and that was the case. It was a pretty strong downtrend at the opening, so I decided to jump on the bandwagon to put some of that downward wind in my sail for a quick trade and try to make a couple of bucks. I'm going to short one of the S&P Micro E-minis, and I'm going to do it with a bracket order so I have a stop in immediately when I enter the order. I almost know before I pull the trigger on this trade that it's going to be very quick, so I'm not too preoccupied with the MACD, though it does show it's in the negative territory down there. Let me zoom in and show you where my order is for the trade, the stop, and the target price. You can see I sold one contract at 46.27 and a quarter. Well, my stop up at 46.30. I'm going to change that right now because it's too close. You're trading at the opening. It's pretty volatile, and I can afford to risk a little bit more on that. So I'll move the stop up to 46.31. That's 3 3/4 points. Maximum risk on the trade right now, $18.75. And I see the trades immediately going in my favor. I'm already trading down at 46.2450, about 3 points below where I shorted. So I get my Tastyworks mouse and I move my stop down. I click and drag with the left mouse button that I like so much. And I move that stop down to 46.25 and a quarter. So that means worst case scenario now. I've got a free trade. Worst case scenario is that I make $10, 2 points on the trade. I'm trading down at 46.2350. And you see, I've been in the trade less than 30 seconds and already I have no risk. The worst thing can happen is I get stopped out at 46.25 and a quarter and I make $10. But I'm hopeful, hope is not a strategy, but I am hopeful that I will be able to make a little bit more than that on this trade. Now, I'm going to adjust my scale here and zoom in again so we can follow this closely. It's going to be over rather quickly. Now, I want you to notice there was no drawdown at all on this trade. It's been all my way since the very beginning, not 1 penny of drawdown. Now I'm taking my Tastyworks mouse. I'm trading down at 46.21 and a half, somewhere in that area. The price is changing very fast. So I got my stop, and I'm trying to decide where I want to put the stop at. How much of this unrealized gain can I possibly lock in without getting stopped out? Of course, I'd rather make money, so I'm going to fault on the error of being maybe too close rather than too far away with the stop order. I go down to 46.23 and 3/4 of a point. So now I've locked in $17.50 as my worst case scenario. I'm trading down at 46.18. 46.19 now. So I get my Tastyworks mouse and move that stop down quickly again. And this time it winds up at 46.21 and a quarter. That makes the math easy. I'm ahead 6 points now. I've got 6 points locked in is what I mean. So the worst case scenario on this trade now is I'm going to make $30. And it's only been about 2.5 minutes right now. Trading down at 46.1875. And I'm going to eke every bit of profit I can out of this trade. So I'm thinking right now already again, where am I going to move that stop down to? It's about $15 below my stop right now. So I got the Tastyworks mouse out again, move it down to 46.20. That's a locked-in profit now of 7.25 points. And no sooner had I said that than the price went up and hit my stop at 46.20, and I made 7.25 points on the trade. Okay, let's get really honest about this trade. I could have lost $15 or a little bit more in about 5 seconds on this trade. Also, I could have made $100 in 3.5 minutes instead of $36.50. You don't know going into a trade, and therefore, when I got out of this trade, remember I had moved my stop down to 46.20, and it was very, very close, only about 1.5 points below that was the futures contract trading. So what happens is I moved my stop down so closely that I was perfectly willing to take $36.50 in 3.5 minutes. Now, how do I know I wouldn't have made more or made less? You don't. I'm always saying over and over and over again on the channel, because if you've done other types of trading, on this type of trading, for sure, you never, ever can have all the information you need to make a perfect decision. It reminds me of an old Air Force sergeant I used to see every day at work, and he would say, "Singletary, if a frog had wings, he wouldn't bump his ass, now would he? Shoulda, woulda, coulda," the old guy would say, and he was absolutely right. There's no sense in Monday morning quarterbacking, because anybody can be a 100% on Monday morning for the previous weekend's games. We all know that. So don't beat yourself up and say you woulda, shoulda, coulda done something, because that's not the nature of this trading. If you don't like that, go trade something else. There's plenty of ways to make money in the market. This just happens to be, in my opinion, one of the more fun ways to do it. So if you're thinking about jumping in for that coin toss when the market opens in the morning, you can go back and take a look at this trade. And don't go away, because coming up next, I'm going to show you one more thing about this trade, perhaps a teaching moment that I can share with you. Now look at this. This is 4 minutes after I closed the trade. Remember, I got stopped out at 46.20. This chart is 46.23 right now, so it looks like I made a good decision. But wait, let's look again. Okay, take a look at this chart now. At 9:33, the red arrow here, we shorted at 46.27 and a quarter, and 4 minutes later I got out of 46.20 at 9:37, made $36.25. I showed you a chart just a moment ago where if I had stayed in another 4 minutes, I wouldn't have made the $36. I would have only made $25. But look what happens when you go all the way down to just 8 minutes after the trade at 9:45. The market's already down to 46.11. I would have made over $80 if I had just stayed in the trade for another 8 minutes. But that's Sunday morning quarterbacking. I keep saying it, and I'll say it one more time if you'll forgive me today. This type of trading demands of you, the trader, that you always make decisions before you have all the information to make a better decision. And that's just the nature of the trading. Now, if this is the first video you've viewed on the channel, your head is probably spinning if you're a beginner. But I have good news for you. I have 2 playlist with 4 10-minute videos on each one that are made especially for beginners. If you don't know anything about this, you can look at them. The links are below the text. In the text right below this video. Also down there, I've got a link to a free CME trade simulation program. No credit cards or anything. That's down there. So read that text below the video. I've also got a new live playlist number 3 up with live trades. There are over 110 videos here on the channel, so subscribe right now and hit that little bell when you do it, and you'll be notified each week when I put up the new trades, usually sometime between Thursday and Sunday, but it's never an exact 7-day interval. So just hit that bell notification, and as soon as I put that trade up, you'll get an email notification or some form of notification to let you know it's there. My book sales, the day trading for micro futures, help support the channel here, so your support is really appreciated. Thousands and thousands of people, to my surprise really, have bought the book and used it to learn day trading, that and the free videos here on the channel. So it's very gratifying to know that it has 250 plus 5-star reviews on it. Only set you back about the cost of a large pizza maybe. So you can It's my hope you'd make that back many times over. We talk about trade psychology a lot here on the channel, like we did today. And there's a special chapter in the book on trade psychology. The link in the text below this video will take you to the Amazon page where you can click on Look Inside and read the table of contents. So check it out if you please. And one more thing before I go and end the video for this week. I use the like counts on the channel. If you want to see another video like the one you saw today, you want to see more of a similar kind of video, just click that like button. And I use that count to help me make the best possible videos to put up here on the channel. It helps me out a lot, so I would really appreciate that. This is Don Singletary. It's been a lot of fun today. I think that was an interesting trade. So if you're going to do that coin toss in the morning, use that bracket order. And if you don't know how to use bracket orders, there's also a link below the video, a special short video I made on how to use those bracket orders. And you might enjoy that too. So I hope every day is a payday for you. Thank you.